Welcome, my peace, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my peoples. So let's talk about Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta Season 2, Episode 7, Who's Back? Okay, I guess the episode was all right. I don't know. It's like crazy. You got the brat running around like she's a principal. You have, Deb running around like she's mothering everybody and mothering people with freaking, real mental issues and real mental problems as well. And you got Bow Wow acting like the defiant child. You got JD don't know what to do with his daughter and meeting her boyfriend for the first time, and he's still like he's swaggalicious. But JD is swaggalicious, in my opinion. And then I'm just like, yo, this episode was just like, I don't know. It's kind of, like, okay, who's watching? I don't know who's watching. But anyways, I guess I'm watching. So anyways, we start off with the brat. She meets up with, Deb basically. And she's talking to Deb, telling Deb that, Brandon is no good. Brandon is terrible. Brandon is troubled. And Brandon has a lot of problems. And especially about this interview that, Brandon did about all the, cast members on the show. The young cast members basically talking about, Regine's father, and he works harder than them and all this other stuff. So Brandon's still going in when supposedly they had made up and everything's supposed to be all good in the situation, but it's not all good. It's not all good at all. And so, Deb, she feels like, she took Brandon in because Brandon helps her with, losing her son. Deb lost her son. He committed suicide, and Brandon came in to fill that void. And Deb wants to still feel like a mother. She still want to feel like mothering. She has the mothering instincts, and I know exactly how that feels when you want to mother adults that don't want to be mothered. And that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to mother adults that don't want to be mothered at all. And they don't understand it. So it's like Deb needs to take that attention and that motherly love that she has, and she wants to continue to use and continue to, have in her life, and get some kids that are very young, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and mother them. And they'll appreciate her more, and they'll stand by her side more, and they'll have her back more. You know what I mean? So basically, Brett is telling her, so when is this shit gonna end? When is this bullshit gonna end? When you gonna stop letting people play you and take advantage of you? Brandon's not even your son. I know you want to fill that void and all, but he's taking advantage of you. He's disrespecting you. He's disrespecting everything about you, basically. And he's doing these interviews and making you look bad and making you feel bad. So maybe if you pull the rug from underneath Brandon, maybe he'll realize, okay, I don't have nobody to run to, and he'll realize, what he's losing. And sometimes people have to know what they don't know what they have until it's gone. And basically that's what Brad is trying to have, Miss Deb realize. And, but Deb does have a son. She does have, Waka Flocka. But, Waka Flocka has his own family and his own wife and all this other stuff, basically. And so then, Deb is just sitting there just like, damn, I done messed up. I don't know what to do. Like, Deb is in a place of loss. If this is actually real, if it's actually true, you know what I mean? Because it's on TV and it's a bunch of bullshit. So let's just pretend like it's true. So if it's true, Deb feeling like, I want a mother. Brandon's like my son or whatever. But now she realized that Ayana's not even going to mess with him. She's going to, consider Brandon not to be her cousin. So consider Brandon not to be anybody, in her life, basically, because of all the shadiness that he has done. And she's tired of defending him. And she's tired of fighting for Brandon. And so that is what Ayana is at the position that she's going to do now. And so then the brat left. The brat makeup be flawless. Her makeup be flawless, but her outfits be like, oh shit. Like, Brat, what are you doing? You joining the circus? You joining the zoo? What are you? Are you a tourist? Like, what's going on, Brat? Like, because Brat is beautiful, and the brat has a beautiful personality. I mean, she's a beautiful person, period. So anyways, the brat walks off. She leaves. She's upset because the brat is trying to, tame the jungle, tame the people in the cage. She's trying to tame Shania, Brandon, Miss Deb, Bow Wow, and Brandon as well. And so basically the brat is, she leaves, she walks away, and Deb is leaving to go, and the brat comes and she gives her a hug and tells her that she loves her and all this other stuff. She was like, yo, Brad, I gotta tell you some other shit. And like, damn. So Deb is telling the brat like, hey, listen, this is what went down. Like the other day at the studio, at JD Studio, not Bow Wow Studio, but JD Studio and Yes So Def Home, you know, Johnny Blaze went up there and she broke a statue and she was throwing shit around. She was acting up. JD mother came out and she was violent, and the brat was like, oh my God, I can't believe this shit. The brat is so upset. The brat is mad. The brat is like, what the fuck is this going on? Why is this happening? Why are you letting this go through? Why, you know, Johnny Blaze represents you. Why is this happening? And then you know what? Why is Bow Wow letting it happen too as well? Like, so the brat wants to get up into everybody's butt, but she's trying to control herself, and she's trying to be she's trying to keep on his TV persona, but she's upset about it. She was like, yo, like, you know, so what is going to happen to, you know, Johnny Blaze? What's going to happen to her? Like, is she going to be in punishment? Like, are you going to stop working with her? Are you going to leave her alone? What are you going to do with her? Like, you know, what kind of consequences is Johnny Blaze going to have, you know, breaking shit in JD's studio? Because the brat's in a confessional. She was like, yo, you know, JD shit that he has in there is antiques. The shit is expensive. And, you know, Deb, you can't afford it. I can't afford it. Johnny Blaze definitely can't afford it unless she strips 7 days a week. You know what I mean? And she's in a high-end club. And the club that we seen Johnny Blaze in, it wasn't a high-end club. It was a Chitlin Circuit Club or whatever. So, anyways. And she was like, JD mother was out there. She was like, oh my God. So, you know, the brat is just like, I don't even know what to do with the situation. The situation is terrible. Basically, so she's going to try to move forward. And so she hugs Deb, and she was just like, this is just way too much drama that you shouldn't be having, Deb. As from your history and your past and things that you have done, you shouldn't have to deal with this type of bullshit because you're letting these new people into your life. But we all know Johnny Blaze suffered for so much, and I've been caping for Johnny Blaze because of her past experience. She's been sold into you know, sex slavery as a young child. She's been used and she's been abused. She got into this music game, and these guys done used and abused her too. And also one of her boyfriends that, you know, she was engaged to, you know, was killed outside of a strip club in front of her. So she doesn't like to hear that word snitch or you set me up, because her boyfriend was set up, people was killed in front of her. So when you say that kind of shit to her, Johnny Blaze does react. It's almost like she has PTSD. So them words, because people accused her a long time ago of setting up her fiance of getting killed, wasn't true. And she loved this man and she was supposed to marry this man. And this man really had her back if you go back into the history of Johnny Blaze. And he was shot and killed in front of her. Then right after that, she got with Drake. And then Drake promised her the world and turned around, spit her up, and chewed her out and threw her out in the streets. So Johnny Blaze has been through a lot. Then she been on Love and Hip Hop, been spit out, thrown into the streets again. But, you know, she let it happen because she doesn't have the understanding of how to protect herself or to know who is actually a predator in her life. So I feel bad for Johnny Blaze. That's why I never really go in on Johnny Blaze, but she gets on my nerves. She needs to get some help. You know, it's one thing to have all these issues and these problems, but you gotta go get help. You gotta get help. Like, you gotta seek out treatment. If you can't get treatment, you know, go to there's so many different groups that all around the United States where for women to go to, men to go to as well, where there are groups where you can actually speak about your abuse, talk to somebody. There's actually some free shit out there that you can try to get before Donald Trump crashes that. So anyways, we get the brat. She's with her new artist. His name is Minister. He's spitting fire. He spit good. I like the way he raps. I like the way he sounds. It's all good. It sounds grateful. I mean, I'm grateful to hear it on this show because we don't be hearing nobody else's music. We get little snippets of Bow Wow music, and his snippets sound good too as well. So anyways, as the brat is in the studio with her new artist, guess who walks in? None other than Shania. She walks in with her new boyfriend. You know, not her new boyfriend because she's been dating him for a year and some change. Slick Willie. He's still in high school while she's in college, whatever. He's a young kid. He's a young dude or whatever. And basically, she introduced, you know, Willie to the brat or whatever. The brat is like, what's going on? I can't believe this shit. And so the brat is asking him like, are you having sex? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? What the fuck is going on? I don't care. Like, you know, this is my little niece. And, you know, she's just very animated about the situation because she feels like, you know, Shania is her daughter. But So anyways, Shania lets her know that we're not having sex. Basically, but the brat's like, where you been, where you going, where you came from, where was that yesterday, what you doing yesterday, what you do the day before yesterday, where did you sleep, what did you eat, what did you have for breakfast, the brat is going off or whatever. And she's doing it like she's actually splitting lyrics the way that she's talking because she's angry and she's upset. It's like she's rapping or whatever, but she's not. And so Shania lets her know, like, hey, listen, we're just chilling. We're basically going to look for an apartment. And then the brother's like, oh, my God, you're not living together. You're not sleeping together. You're not sharing the same room. You're not sharing the same toothbrush. You're not going to have the same toothbrush in the same spot. You're not going to have the same car in the same spot. You're not going to be washing up in the same tub. You're not going to be doing none of that. That don't make no sense. So the brother's just going off, basically. But it seems like, Shania is about to move in with Willie. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but you know what? Sometimes when you're young like that, sometimes you do need experience. Sometimes you need to experience things. Sometimes you need to sow your oats, have experience with other people and other relationships. But sometimes, like, when you catch that right one, you don't let him go. Like, he feels like he caught the right one. She feels like she caught the right one. Shania feels like Willie's the right one. Willie feels like Shania's the right one. So why, think about you have to be with other people, because sometimes, like, when you're like, oh, I want to sow my oats, or I want to experience more different things, then they become sour. Shania and Willie are not sour. They didn't have negative experience. They're happy. And it's like, why not go through with it? Why not live together? Why not let this person that you love, or the first person that you're really serious about, to take it to that next step so you can have something and build something, and maybe that is built on something that it's more than sex. It's more than, money. It's more than just looks. At least I hope it is. You know what I mean? Because it's a TV show. Like I said, some of this shit is bullshit. So anyways, the brat is not feeling them moving in or whatever. And she was like, does JD know about this? JD don't know about it. So the brat is going to make sure JD finds out about this. And the brat is letting, why you smiling so much? Why you smiling so much, Willie? Ain't shit funny. Ain't shit going on here that you got to smile so much. So then the brat realized that he's a good kid and he's a nice kid. Just like, Bow Wow did as well too. Like this is a good dude. Like I think Willie is a good dude or whatever. And Willie wants to meet her father to let him know that he's dating his daughter, to get his blessings on it, because he's old school. So you can tell Willie comes from an old school family where he thinks it's still important to have the father's blessing, to have the family blessing in a relationship, because most dudes don't give a shit. They'll nut in you and have a baby with you and then move on. And they don't care if they don't even know what your mother look like. So anyways, that's the type of situation Johnny Blaze been in. Like, people don't care about, Johnny Blaze didn't have a mother and a father, really. You know what I mean? Like, the way she was growing up, how she was sold into, sex slavery or whatever. So the brat was like, yo, I carry that heat. I got mad guns. You know what I mean? I was like, brat, stop saying that, because you're still on probation, I think. You know what I'm saying? But the brat, if we go back to the first episode of of Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, the brat had the piece on her, you know what I mean? She had the piece on her in the club when people was trying to come at Bow Wow. She's like, I got the heat. Her boys had the heat too, like they wasn't playing. So like when the brat has beef with you and she's coming at you, like, you better realize, just like Snoop from Love and Hip Hop, New York, when they got beef with you, you got to know it's real beef, because they do carry the heater. They just don't play characters on TV. Snoop just doesn't play a character. She's in that life, so don't mess with her. But she changed. She's rehabilitated, and she's trying to get her money now. And the brat's the same way. The brat's been locked up. She's rehabilitated, and they're trying to get their money now. So when they tell you that they ain't playing, like, you can understand that these two women are legit. So anyways, moving on from that. So, the brat gives them their blessings. She's like, okay, so good, move on. Basically, but the brat is in a confessional. Was like, I don't know what's going on. I can't get Bow Wow music. He thinks he's too good to let us hear his music. We don't know what's going on with his music at all. Like, he's keeping it a secret. He got like 100 songs, but he won't let us hear them. So I hope them 100 songs are great, because Chris Brown put out like 100 songs on his last album. Oh my God, Chris Brown's last album is the shit, baby. Let me tell you, I love Chris Brown's last album. Oh my God. All them songs is just, I just put it in and hit play and let them all play out. The songs are wonderful. So anyways, hopefully Bow Wow got some hits like that. So anyways, it's all good. So now we're moving forward, and the bow, and the brat is like, Willie's only like 12 or 13 years old. I know he does look like a little kid. He does act like not. He looks like a little kid. He look boyish. He look youngish, and that's something that you want to connect to because you don't want him to be all ruined and rotten. You know what I mean? He's still genuine. You want someone that's genuine that hasn't been all ruined by life or society, basically. So. Anyways, we get to Regine, we get to, Sonique, they're in their apartment or whatever. They're about to get ready to throw their party. Bow Wow's coming. They're going to invite about 10 people. They don't want Brandon to come to the crib or whatever. And Toya, she comes to the crib. She likes the apartment. Regine room is clean. Everybody's all good. And, Toya gives, Sonique, well wishes to her going on tour with her mother, Escape. And she does do a good job or whatever. So it is what it is. And so everybody's in the house. They're chilling. They're having a party. Regine was like, I'm not drinking, you know what I mean? Because she's not 21. But the next day she had a hangover because she was drinking. She was partying, but she didn't do it on camera. So much respect to Regine for not, doing drugs or getting high on camera, basically. Even though it looked like she had a hangover, but it all could be all set up. Brandon shows up. He bring a gift. Regine tries to confront him about the situation, about the interview. And he was like, I didn't say nothing negative about you. Because Regine asked him, like, yo, did you come at me? Did you say something negative? Were you talking about me in an interview? Brenda was like, nah. So, Brenda, why didn't you say you was talking about her? Because clearly you was talking about Regine in the interview. Why you back down? But Brandon explains why he backed down. It's because there was mad people in the room. There was too many dudes in the room. He wasn't trying to get caught up. He wasn't trying to get jumped. He wasn't trying to get beat up. And so, Shania, she's at the party. She's chilling because it's Bow Wow, Shania, Sonique, and Regine, and all these other people. They're at the party or whatever. And so, Ayana didn't come because she's getting ready for her surgery for her breast reduction. And so, Shania follows, Brandon downstairs while he was trying to jump into his Uber car or whatever, and was like, yo, so what's good? What's going on? Like, we need to talk about this interview. Like, you was talking about us, and he was like, well, everything's all good. Like, nobody knows about this interview. And she was like, of course, Regine knows about the interview. That's why she asked you when you came to the house, was you talking about me or whatever? So Brandon is feeling himself. He leaves. The conversation is void or whatever. Shania really didn't get out what she needed to get out with Brandon. But Brandon says, yo, if I was talking about you, I was talking about you. Like I said, if you feel some type of way, I do work harder than you. He's like, I do work harder than all of y'all, basically. So, Brandon's still on his bullshit or whatever. So it is what it is with that situation. So Bow Wow was like he's done with Brandon. He doesn't really like Brandon. He's not rolling with Brandon. Basically, he's with Sonique. He's with Sonique. He's with Regine. He's with Ayana. He's feeling how they're feeling because Brandon's always bringing drama. He's always talking bullshit. So he's dead ass and done with Brandon. Like, whatever, Brandon, you and that bullshit that you be bringing, I ain't trying to feel it. But you know what? I ain't gonna lie. If I was throwing a housewarming party and Bow Wow showed up, I would be happy. But, they know Bow Wow, so it ain't no big deal. But shit, I would be happy. Would you be happy Bow Wow came to your party? So anyways, it is what it is with that situation. So, I was just like, damn, Brandon, I can't believe you backed down. I'm surprised you wasn't ready to get jumped into the crew. And you got the brat going around trying to save everything, trying to save all the problems or whatever. You got Bow Wow still not trying to show JD his music. And basically, he's still kind of upset with, Deb and Johnny or whatever. So anyways, Debbie and Johnny, they meet up and they talk or whatever. And basically, Debbie's trying to tell her, like, yo, listen, I'm going to have you meet up with Bow Wow. If the shit goes wrong, the shit goes left, I'm done with you. I'm through. And then Johnny's all acting like, wow, I don't know if I want to meet up with Bow Wow. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Bow. Like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this for you, Deb. I'm going to be like, come on, Johnny. Like, you got to get it together. Like, I already explained how the shit that you're going through, but you got to get some help. At one point or another, you got to realize what's important and not. Maybe working with Miss Deb ain't that important. I don't know. So, but anyways, it's a problem. So, because Deb is feeling a certain type of way. She's feeling like she's being used and she's being abused in this situation. And she doesn't want to feel that way. She wants to feel like she's working with a correct artist that's really going to make changes. And so she's actually giving, Johnny Blaze a chance to make it up with Bow Wow, because they did break some shit in JD's studio. Somebody got to pay for it. So it is what it is with that situation. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm like, come on, Johnny. Johnny, you gotta show us more than that. So, anyways, JD finds out about, Shania's boyfriend or whatever, and he's not too happy about it. He finds out they're supposed to be moving in together in Miami or whatever. JD's calling his daughter. He's upset because the brat is letting him know the news. The brat is also talking about Bow Wow music, these 100 songs or whatever. So Jermaine Dupri's like, yo, who? What? How? My daughter? Oh no. So then we get Amy and we get Ayanna. Basically, Ayanna put these heavy breasts on her to realize that, it's hard carrying these breasts around or whatever. And so now Amy's on the board of getting the surgery. Ayanna meets up with her father. Her father was like, I don't support it. She was like, well, I'm using my 401. Ayanna was like, I'm using my 401k plan. I'm going to get the surgery. It's all good. Boom. But I do like to say I love to see and DJ Hurricane's house, like he had DJ Master Jam, picture. He had his hat. He had everything like in a secure area where like it's almost like a collector item. And he's also showing it to us so we don't forget Jam Master Jay. And it's like, damn, they can't solve Jam Master Jay case. They can't solve Tupac Shakur case. They can't, solve Notorious B.I.G. case. They can't solve Michael Washington case. It's like, damn, they can't, like, what's up with the FBI? What's up with the police? What's up with the detectives? Why do we need them? They can't solve cases that are very pertinent, to everybody. So anyways, and all the other unsolved murder cases that people have lost loved ones and they have no answers to it, that has been lost in a violent way, or their life has been taken from them in some type of way, shape, and form where it was too soon and too early for it to happen. So anyways, Ayanna, she's getting the surgery. Her father's not feeling it because he had a friend that went in for foot surgery and they end up dying. And so he's not really on the board of Ayanna having a breast, reduction service, but possibly she's going to have this surgery and it's going to happen. And basically he's going to be in the waiting room. He's going to be in the waiting room with Amy. So it is what it is with that bullshit. So she's moving them breasts. Them breasts is too heavy for her to carry around, and she just don't want to have back problems forever. So it is what it is with that situation. I was just like, damn. So the brat, she's done dropped dimes on, Shania. She done dropped dimes on, Bow Wow to, JD. And you see why Janet Jackson wants JD back. She wants that old dick back. Ain't no nigga like the one I got. No one can fuck me better. He sleeps around, but he gives me. That's what Janet Jackson's feeling, because she done left her husband and she's been spotted all around town with JD. And, even though JD and Bow Wow were denying the rumors, Janet Jackson wants that old thing back, and she likes his swag, even though, Shania doesn't like her father's swag, but Janet Jackson likes his swag, and that's what counts, baby. So, anyways, it is what it is with that situation. And so then we get, Sonique, she goes in to see Regine. Regine's all hungover. There's food, there's chips, there's shrimps, there's meatballs, there's everything. And Regine's room is all dirty like her mother thought that it would be. But when her mother first came, Toya, it was clean, but now it's dirty because they had a party. So anyways, and Sonique is about to go on tour, so Regine got to clean the house and get it together. And so then JD, Shania, meet up or whatever. He's talking. He's not happy about the situation. He was like, who's this high school boy you meeting up with? I don't want to hear about it. This boy don't got no job. He ain't got no money. These dudes think they're going to get it. When they see my daughter, they think they're going to get a free ride because, she came from money and all this other stuff. Then the brat comes in. The brat likes Willie, but she doesn't want to say she likes Willie because she doesn't want to get on JD's bad side or whatever. So Shania's like, this is my first boyfriend. And JD was like, yeah, this is your first boyfriend. I don't have to get to know him. Shania was like, I've been with him for 1.5 years, daddy. And we all moving together. He is a good guy. And JD was like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Like, he's a nobody. I don't want to meet him. Basically, and all this other stuff. And so she was like, well, I'm moving in with him. I'm going to be with him, whatever. Daddy, you better be glad I'm with him and not with the gangster that I like, because I like thug dudes. I like street dudes. I like hardcore dudes. I like dudes that run the streets. She likes dudes. She like she likes them thugs or whatever. And JD was like, what do you mean hood dudes? You don't even know nothing about the hood. You never been in the hood. You never lived in the hood life. You have a privileged life your whole life. So what do you know about a street dude? What do you know about a hard dude? What do you know about a hood dude? And she was like, well, that's what I like, Daddy, but he's not one of them. And so then, the brat co-sign was like, no, he's not a street dude or whatever. He's a good dude. He's a nice good. So they go back and forth. And that's when Shania was like, I don't like your swag. You see JD in his starter outfit with all the red, the green. The red, the yellow, the black. I was like, look at JD in his starter outfit. He think he's still in the 90s. I feel you, JD. That suit look comfortable as hell. And so, anyways, JD finally agrees to meet with, Shania's boyfriend, whatever, Willie. And he's not really feeling it. He was like, yo, I'm going to meet him. It's either going to be you're going to have a relationship or it's going to be over. It's going to be either or. So we'll see what happens or whatever. And so basically, Shania also wants her, Shania also wants her clothing lines to be popping, whatever. But basically, she's just talking about a boyfriend. So anyways, we get the brat. So then we get the brat. She was like, well, it is what it is. So now they got to go chase down Bow Wow and listen to his music. And JD's kind of pissed. JD doesn't know yet that his stash on his shit's been broken. I guess his mother didn't tell him. Bow Wow didn't tell him. Nor did the brat tell him. So which one do you think he's going to be more mad about? His daughter or his statues? So anyways, we got Bow Wow. He meets up with, Johnny Blaze or whatever. Johnny Blaze was like, when you call me a snitch, you call me this, I take it personal. I told you why she does that. And then also, and Bow Wow was like, yo, you set me up. And she was like, yo, you called me a B word. She was like, I'm sorry. It's like a rap song. Anyways, peace, I'm out, one love. I was like, damn. I don't know. I think Johnny Blaze, wants something with Bow Wow. And I think Bow Wow has been leading Johnny Blaze on. Or this is just off of TV and they're just doing the scene. Because most people, run from Johnny Blaze because, she does expose people when you do shit wrong to her. Peace, I'm out, one love.